Alright, welcome to the next installment of Buckle Up Garage. This episode we are going to be tackling, we are going to be tackling getting the doors off and quarter panels. Doors I've taken off cars before, quarter panels is going to be something new for me, and everything on this car is a learning experience. I figure anything I'm taking apart now on this one is going to give me a heads up on taking things apart on the other one. So hopefully any butchery that has to happen happens on this one. Anything that's let's just say catastrophic or ridiculous happens now instead of on that one. So appreciate you tuning in. Let's have at it. Alright, so like I stated on the opening, for full disclosure, I've already got the door off the driver's side. There was a bit of learning that I think is probably just a little too monotonous to film, so I kind of learned. So I think getting the passenger side door off and window glass out is going to be a little cleaner for these purposes here. So just want to be open about that. Let's get back over here and take a look at what we're dealing with. Alright, so since this can't be powered up and the window's in the up position, I want to get the glass out because I don't want to take the chance of the glass breaking. As well, the windshield is junk on this thing. The door glass, quarter glass, even the back glass is good, and I want to make sure I can save it if possible. So first step is getting the glass out so I don't have to worry about that shattering and being a problem. And what I learned is the glass is attached to 2 points on the regulator. One you can see real easily here. The other one is right at a point behind this. So it's going to be a little finagling to get the glass out. There's also 2 attachment points here and there that they have access holes in the glass that I learned the hard way. If you get the glass loose and it's dropping around and flopping around in there, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get the glass back up and secured so you can get those out. Because that is securing part of the window run inside. So I'm going to get this camera set up so you can kind of see what I'm doing, and see you on the other side. Okay, so like I said, first thing I want to do is get the glass detached from the regulator so I can pull the glass out, and then work on getting the regulator and the window runs out of the door. Like I said, this one's real easy to get to. The one at the front of the regulator, I'm probably going to have to kind of disconnect the motor drive, the regulator motor drive, at least so it can kind of drop down to a place where I can access that screw. So bear with me as I go at this. Like I said, I kind of learned on the other side, but I kind of got into it a little sideways, so I'm not 100% sure where this needs to be and how this needs to go. But we'll get there. I am a big fan of just loosening everything up first before you pull all the hardware all the way out, just to see how things start kind of rocking around and moving. To get an idea of what's happening before things get completely out of line and possibly not be able to get back to where they were. Okay, so this is your inside door handle. That does not have to come loose. This is the support for your lock rod. That does not have to come out. You got a regulator support both here, 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 and here. Again, I'm going to drop this out of here and should be able to move the motor or move the window down to get access. I am going to crack that one loose since I have easy access to it here. And as you see, access holes here, it's a little tight. It is a Torx bit or an Allen head. This one you're able to get at with the socket. Kind of comes up from an angle. This one back here, from what I've realized from the other side, it's a bit of a balancing act trying to get the socket in there between the glass and the door frame, because it won't fit through this slot here that is in alignment with that hole. So just a little tricky, but you can get it. So this top piece of rubber seal on the door has 3 screws going through it. Need to get this peeled back. There's a bolt behind this that is part of what's retaining the glass. All right, there's also underneath for the front one, there is a mounting nut here. And for the rear window run, one here. Those need to come out as well, here and here, to loosen up the window runs and pull that glass out. Alright, so I'm hoping I can get a shot of this. Probably not, but got the screw out of the back of the window regulator to the glass back here. If you drop the door or you drop the window, once you've got the regulator all unbolted to this particular big hole here, and I'm going to really doubt you're going to be able to see inside this, you can get a screwdriver Phillips head in there to get the other end of this, to get the glass unbolted from the regulator. I'm going to have to kind of hold it in place with my hand over here on the right and do this one-handed with the screwdriver. So I'm going to set the camera down and hopefully I will just be able to show you the success of pulling the glass out of the door. So we got the window motor disconnected from the door harness. We've got all the window runs unbolted, the window regulator unbolted. Got the glass disconnected up here. I am kind of holding it up here carefully. Anytime you reach inside the door, even though you got everything unbolted, make sure the glass, if it has to be in the up position, that you've got it secure. So you really don't want to reach your hand in here for any reason and take any more chances than you have to with this thing coming down, taking the finger off. I'm the first one to say that 9 fingers are more than enough for anybody, but if you can keep all 10 intact, bonus. Bonus. So, pull this out in one piece. Here's your window regulator. Hunks of hardware that fell out. Almost fell on my ass there. Window runs. Almost out. Window runs out. Alright, just got to feed the harness out of the door, and the door can come off. Okay, so the harness is secured here with this plate, this protective guide here. All this comes out, and then you can feed the door harness through the back side, or I should say the front side of the door, and then it's just a matter of unbolting the hinges. And again, this is probably a lot easier. Put the fender off, but not impossible, obviously, with the fender on, if for some reason you're having to do it with the fender on, versus what we're doing here. Alright, it's the harness out of the door. This one goes to the motor, this one goes to the switch. Okay, you can see I am supporting the door with the crossbeam attachment for the Harbor Freight Jack that I picked up a while back, that I used to get the gas tank out of my Aspen. I think this is going to come in handy for doors, not so much coming off, but getting them back on. It's just a good way to support them more securely, especially when you're doing this as one guy. You don't have an extra set of hands, so less chance of it getting away from you. So all we really need to do now is zip the bolts out and get the door off. I'm going to leave one in each hinge loose, just so it doesn't completely fall. I don't get hurt. Just to kind of guide it, so there's a little less chance of it, again, getting away from it. It is loose. Hey, what do you know? It sits on the jack. So I should just be able to pull this out of here. Off we go. Alright, it is the next day, and I'm going to attempt to start pulling quarter panels off of this thing. I already kind of started, and just kind of cleaning the crap out of the trough here. Strip the weather strip back. Gonna get the tail lights out and just start pulling the back end of the car apart. Probably getting in over my head on this, and probably going farther than I need to, but I want to learn, so let's give this a shot. little 7/16 cap nuts on all the studs on the back side of the taillight. Foam all deteriorated. All kinds of crap back here. Get all the harness out of the way. You do have to go underneath and unplug both the reverse lights and the license plate bulb. About ready to get the end cap out. That again is 1/2 inch. Kind of weird little cap nuts. This should pop out pretty quickly, pretty easily. Cap molding's broke on this side. Well, here's a little surprise. I shouldn't say really a surprise, but I've been finding that's a mouse nest, and I have been finding a lot of remnants of hornets nests, the honeycomb stuff. I keep plugging away. Get the rear bumper off. These are breaking loose pretty easy. There's two here to a bracket to the frame rail, and then up inside the trunk there's one more in the back corner here. That one I'm leaving in so this thing doesn't fall and bust me in the face. A little PV blaster, and these are coming right out. Trunk out of the way. Hey, when you find yourself removing the chrome trim from around the base of the vinyl top on one of these, you'll notice once you pop this molding off that is essentially just kind of snapped into place over the heads of these. There's one screw here. There's also a pin right there that I thought was just going to be a pop off like this, and in fact it's a stud with a nut on the back side of it, because when I took that one off I found out the hard way and broke it. So be careful. I'm going to zip this off of here so you can see. Once again, like I said, taking this car apart is going to be the learning experience for taking the other one apart. As you see, there's a stud on the back side of this that goes down into the trunk. So just be careful when you're taking these apart so you don't wreck it. Sometimes the gorilla method works, and sometimes, come on. Well, apparently there's a screw in that one too, so I just broke that. Look at me learning today. Working on getting the back glass out of it, because again, glass is good. It's got to come out to pull a quarter panel off. I'm going to try and do this in one piece. And with all the rust, it's probably going to be a little easier than usual. Of course, that's famous last words, right? Man, this is brittle. There's nothing longer down here, so I'm not even going to bother trying to mess with that. This middle. Wiggle it from the other side. Alright, well, when I say this was bad, yeah, this is, here, it's all gone. Absolutely gone. Everything up here is rotted. Where the roof skin meets the quarter. Garbage. More of the same. More of the same. Yeah. It's actually kind of impressive. Alright, moving on. Okay, got the back glass out. Now we got to get the quarter glass out. This like splash molding here needs to come out to give you a little room to slide her out. And if you look down in here, there's two bolts holding the glass to the top of the regulator. I don't think you can see that one in the back. More mouse nest. Yeah, it's pretty dark down in here, but there's one there too. So this is actually pretty easy. Alright, so I guess I kind of lied. I had to loosen up every bolt I could find for the window regulator to get enough play for this thing to come out. There's lock nuts and adjusters in these big holes up on top, and that's what kicks the bottom of the glass in and out for adjustment. Then there's just various access holes to get at everything that's mounting the quarter window regulator in there, and that's giving me enough kind of slop and play that I should be able to pop the glass out. With those two bolts out at the top of the glass, there just wasn't enough room or play for it to kind of kick in off of the, I guess you would say, the anchors that go through the glass and then get bolted down. So it should come out pretty quickly right now. Alright, and I've kind of monkeyed around with it a little bit. And now slides right out, quarter glass. Okay, so we made headway. I got most of what I wanted done this weekend, but honestly, I'm not going to get the quarter panels off of this. I'm running out of gas. But I think we made good progress. We got the rear bumper off. We got the doors off. The deck lid. We stripped off all the moldings and stuff like that. Everything that I think we need to get off to start cutting the quarters out. I got the quarter glass out. I got the back glass out. Taillights. And we're almost to that point. But like I said, I was hoping to get the quarters off this weekend. But among all the other stuff that I'm trying to get done around here, I want to make sure that I keep the attitude that I don't have to work on this car. I get to work on this car. Once it becomes a chore, then it's not fun anymore. And what's the point? So I got to thank you people for helping me keep the motivation going. I've gotten more done on this thing in the last couple of weeks than I have in the last couple of years. And like I've said before, the whole point of tearing the blue one stem from stern is to make that a better car. And that's what the goal is. But this is supposed to be a hobby. This is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be, as I tell a lot of people, therapy. This is where you get your frustrations out about day-to-day life. Your work, your home stuff that drives you nuts sometimes. And make sure that you're keeping the right attitude for your home stuff and your job. And being productive and all that good stuff. So while I enjoy putting these together, I've only been doing this about 6 months, the YouTube thing. I like the drive that it's been giving me. You know, I'm looking for things to do. I'm looking for places to go. I've been itching to get this car taken apart for a long time, and I'm finally doing it. And I'm learning. I'm diving deeper into taking this thing apart than I have on anything else I've ever owned. So I thank you. I appreciate anybody that subscribes and likes, leaves comments, tells me what you think, and we're going to keep going on this. But again, quarter panels aren't coming off today. I did start kind of grinding away looking for spot welds and things like that, but I didn't start cutting on anything. So again, thank you, and look for the next episode, and I think that's where we're really going to start tearing into the quarters. So I'm Corey. We're Buckle Up Garage. Later.